Welcome. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make venison jerky and beef jerky. Last time I made venison with this exact same recipe, exact same style, and it turned out absolutely excellent. Today I'm doing beef, but this recipe does go for both with no changes, and it works great. The things that you're going to need is obviously your meat. We're going to do about 2 pounds. This is just a little over 2 pounds today. I did a little over 2 pounds of venison, so this marinade is absolutely perfect for it as well. So basically what you're going to need for this is regular old salt and black pepper, Worcestershire sauce, however you pronounce that, soy sauce. I use some onion powder and some garlic powder, and that's all you need for ingredients along with your meat. I use this rack in my Instapot. I've got the 6-quart Instapot, and I use this rack for jerky. I got this off Amazon, link in the description. This is provided with that Instapot, and I have used this as well. And actually what I did is I put it just like this inside the pot by itself, and actually draped the meat over, hung it on these little edges all the way around. And you could do probably a little over a pound doing that, just hanging it over the edges, and it worked out great. And just as long as you just space them out enough, you want to keep a little bit of space in between so they're not all touching all over or like overlapping. Alright, so if you're doing venison, you're going to use steak cuts, and those are very lean. Anyone familiar with deer meat knows this. With this beef, I do have some marbling on here, so you're going to trim all that off. You want about as lean of meat as you can possibly get. And then you're just going to cut thin strips. A lot of times I'll do the strips like this way, maybe a little less than a 1/4 inch thick. And I leave this a little bit frozen so it's a little easier to cut them thin strips. So just to show you a couple, this is one that I cut off here. It's about yay thin, just a little piece. You can do it a couple different ways. You can cut it the longer way, or maybe you can chop this in half and do it the longer way. It's entirely up to you, really, however you like it. These smaller pieces like this tend to work best with that rack because you can space them out pretty good, and you can get several of them on there. So just to demonstrate, you know, we're just cutting just a real thin piece, maybe just under a 1/4 inch, you know, like so. Alright, we got it all chopped up. Now we're gonna make our marinade. To do the soy sauce, we're gonna do 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup of the Worcestershire sauce, however you pronounce it. 1/4 cup. Alright, so we got a 1/4 cup of each of those. Now we're going to go with 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, garlic salt, however you want to call it. This section you can get into adding a bunch of spices or spicing it up however you'd like. I'm more making like an original flavor, so I'm just gonna go with a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. If you wanted to make like a peppered variety, then you'd go a little heavier on this, obviously, and I know people will put paprika and other things in there as well. And the same with table salt. I'm just use the full thing here. We're going to use a 1/2 tablespoon of that as well. So we got our marinade all shaken up here. I'll shake it up in the bag. Try to mix it up as best as you can. Yeah, just toss the meat in there. I do a little bits at a time and kind of shake it up, make sure everything gets coated pretty good. That's a good thing about a bag is you can kind of squeeze it, move it around, and shake it around. And just make sure it gets in the marinade. You're going to want to leave it sit in the fridge for no less than an hour. And any more than that, you know, is personal preference. If you want to go more than that, then that's great. But if you leave it in there about an hour, that's usually enough time for it to really soak in and for the marinade to do what it needs to do. They're all loaded up. You're going to go on the dehydrate setting. And mine's already set up for it because I've done this a couple times. 160 degrees. 3 hours and 15 minutes should get the whole batch done.